It was business as usual for members of staff of this House 241 hotel on Saturday night until about 10 p.m. when two young men and three young girls arrived at the hotel and booked a room which was initially meant for the five of them, until the staff told them only a maximum of 3 persons per room. The young men paid for the room and left, leaving only the young girls in the room. A few moments later, George Ayo, a retired Rear Admiral of the Nigerian Navy, arrived at the hotel premises with 2 Navy ensigns, guns in hand, and demanded to see the young men and women who had just checked in. When the staff told him the young men had left, Ayo asked for the girls to come downstairs and insisted the hotel staff must produce the young men. Staff at the hotel told the retired naval officer that they had no way of knowing the whereabouts of the young men, at which point Rear Admiral Ayo, retired, ordered the 2 Navy ensigns with him to start beating up the staff, and as you will see, Ayo also joins in beating the seemingly innocent staff.
When the beating and the harassment was just becoming too much, I had to okay, let me call my supervisor on duty. Even when I had to okay, he said I should go. When I was going, he was still using the belt, harassing me, brutally torturing me and all of that. That even make, when my supervisor came up, he didn't even want to know who was, he continued the brutalization and all of that, even on the supervisor, that the supervisor even has to run. He ran away.
When they came back to the basement, they have to drag me out of the kitchen. Then I was cooking our boiling rice. So when they dragged me out of the kitchen and took me outside, by then they have taken the security and the receptionist outside the gate. So they were doing flog jump. So the man now asked me to join them to that flog jump. So I have to join them to that flog jump. Then the man collected my phone and I have to tell him, please let me still call my superior so that we'll know what is going on. They will know that we are here.
With the situation escalating, hotel guests attempted to intervene on behalf of the hotel staff, but being threatened with guns. The staff, one of whom is 58 years old, were marched outside and brutalized for over 2 hours.
And the man just looked at us and said, "Who are these?" And then they said, "They are guests." He said, "Get out, get out, get out. I don't want to see people. Get out of here." And we're like, "Oh, okay." I was scared because I just experienced robbery, so I didn't want to encounter that again. I just went back.
After about 2 hours, the staff were taken to the Naval Unit Abuja and kept for another 13 hours.
We slept, we sat down at the entrance door at the floor. That was where we are from that 2 a.m. till the next morning before our management came.
When we were released eventually, so we had to go to the hospital for medical checkup.
Further inquiries from eyewitnesses claims the 3 girls, students of Nile University in Abuja, had attended a party at Oman Apartments, consumed brownies laced with drugs, and became intoxicated. One of the girls called a classmate for help, who arrived with another young man and took the girls to the hotel. When one of the girls became scared, she allegedly called Rear Admiral Ayo, leading to the violent confrontation. AIT reached out to the Rear Admiral, who declined any response, saying the issue had been resolved with the hotel management, a claim refuted by the hotel management. The Nigerian Navy, in reaction to the incident, says the naval ratings involved have been arrested and proper investigation will be done and they will be tried and punished if found guilty in accordance with extant military laws and regulations. They added that the retired admiral was acting in his personal capacity as a retired officer, as his action or inactions do not reflect the tenets of the Nigerian Navy. This disturbing incident raises concerns about abuse of power and the mistreatment of civilians by military personnel. About 2 weeks ago, a similar event occurred where the Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company accused the Nigerian Air Force personnel of evading its office over the disconnection of electricity at the Sam Eaton Air Force Base in Ikeja, Lagos. Although the NAF at a press briefing said sanctions would be imposed on the officers who perpetrated the act, while apologizing to the management of the Ikeja Electric. Any punishment they received is yet to be made public. These recurring incidents hardly portray a good image for the Nigerian military, which is making efforts to close the gaps in its civil-military relations. At this point, it is certain that more needs to be done. Ihotu Ukpe, AIT News Abuja.